Hey everyone, this is Lutz and today I'm gonna show you 3 areas where it's better to choose a Raspberry Pi Pico instead of his big brother, the Raspberry Pi Zero. If you wanna know where this is, watch my video. So, before we talk about the Raspberry Pi Pico, let us have a quick look at the Raspberry Pi Zero, its bigger brother, and the question, how can you even beat it? You have a lot of interfaces on the high level side, like wireless LAN, like USB, like SD card interface, we have HDMI, we have a lot of hardware support even on the board. We have GPIOs, we have SPI, bus communication, we have UART, we have ADCs. Oh, stop. We don't have ADCs on the Raspberry Pi Zero. There's no. So this is what is better at the Raspberry Pi Pico, because on the Pico we have 3 ADCs directly equipped on board. So if you're gonna want to go for a really hardware solution or a hardware project, it's better to use a Raspberry Pi Pico because you already have the ADCs on board. Number 2. So the Raspberry Pi Zero brings you a lot of opportunities by using the Linux which you have directly on board. And if you're a pro in Linux development, or if you even have a lot of knowledge in Linux and data handling, that's a quite useful thing and you can do a lot of it. But if you are more a hardware guy, then it's better if you use your Raspberry Pico, because you don't have to deal with all the Linux stuff. You just have one script which is running on your device, and that is the one which you program. You don't have to take care about niceness, about priority. You don't have to think about how to run your script on a startup. This is all done for you at the Pi Pico, because you only have to run one script. And reason number 3 is, when you have a look at the current consumption of Raspberry Pi Zero, it's for sure a lot less than that we have at the Raspberry Pi 3 or something else. But if you go for a project on a battery supply, even the consumption of a Raspberry Pi Zero is quite tricky. So every time you think about power consumption, think about the Raspberry Pi Pico. And if you need some high-level interfaces, you can also build a hardware where the Raspberry Pi Pico just wakes up the Raspberry Pi Zero or Pi 3 or Pi 4. So always be aware, if you run unlimited energy, the Raspberry itself can easily empty your whole energy without turning any motor or anything else. So that was all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you want to get some impressions what you can do with a Raspberry Pico, I give you one of my projects here. Or with a Raspberry Pi Zero as well, I give you another project here. Or if you want to learn more about Linux and all the Raspberry stuff, watch one of my playlists. So see you next time, and I hope you enjoyed the video as well.